Trill TV. Today we have an amazing guest on the show. We have the one and only Miss Sheek, and we have Leilani here. And you know, we want to talk about everything you're doing now with Global Gyrl. But I want to start with your music, of course, you know, because I know you first as being the great MC that you are. And so I just wanted to ask you, how did you start rapping? What made you know that you wanted to rap?
I was actually rapping in the 4th grade.
Wow.
And it's so weird because I was thinking about this the other day. So I actually had a group. I had auditions at recess.
Wait, you had auditions at recess?
I made the girls audition at recess. Yes, I did. And 4th grade, yes, I did. Maybe 5th, 4th or 5th.
Okay.
And I don't know if these girls remember, but it was Lori, Lanisha, and Lois. And then my big brother had wrote a verse, but I was writing, like, we would write songs on 3-way. See, y'all, you young kids, y'all wouldn't know what a 3-way is.
Right.
But, you know, we had house phones,
yeah.
And we used to be on 3-way or whatever. And we was all writing, like, our songs on 3-way or whatever. So I didn't realize, like, I was organizing things back then.
Wow, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I remember, like, one of my friends was like, I can't be in the group. And I'm like, no, because she couldn't sing. So I had to, so whoever was in the group, to me, he could sing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then my big brother had wrote me, like, a little, like, 6-bar. But I would say it, like, maybe it was 8 bars, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I said it, and when I went to school, they was like, oh my God. But before he did that, I knew these girls at my age, in my age group, they weren't listening to the things I was listening to. Because my big brother was like...
What were you listening to?
I was listening to Goody Mob, I was listening to, like, Eazy-E, I was listening to... You know, but around that time, that was more like SWV and things like that. It wasn't really... Like, kids weren't listening to the things I was...
Right.
Underground hip-hop.
You were listening
like,
to that?
Yeah, I was listening to that because that's what my big brother was listening to.
Okay.
So, I was always with my big brother. Redman.
Okay.
The Firm.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, things that I knew these kids weren't listening to because that's not what they was talking about. I would take the verses, switch them around, throw my name in there to make it sound like, you know, maybe throw the school name in there. So I would switch little things around. And people were like, yo, that's fire. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just do the whole rap by myself.
Right.
And then I just started doing that. And then, and then one day when I was in, like, middle school, remember that we was performing like the Kirk Franklin Stomp song.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you know, remember who is it? Pepper, Salt,
Salt and Pepper. Yeah.
One of them was rapping on it. When I think about the good, and then I went to Mr. Allen. Shout out to Mr. Allen because literally he made a monster. And then I'm like, I know we didn't go over this in chorus, and there was no rap. But, because I used to dress like a boy, too.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm like, so everyone had to wear the uniform or whatever. But he allowed me to go wear my regular clothes and then rap that verse with no practice.
Really?
But I killed it. And the whole crowd was like, oh! And I'm like, yo, man, I want them to hear my real stuff like that I wrote by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it just, from there... I started battling in middle school. I was just rapping on trains, Hip Zeppy. That's how old I am. But if it's Hip Zeppy, we was rapping outside of Hip Zeppy, the corner mall.
Wow.
People. Then when it went on to, but nobody really knew. Only my middle school friends knew. So it wasn't like out there. And then in high school, I met these guys or whatever. I met my people, my boy. Pun, that was his name. So he was in my class, and so dudes was like, I don't know if they was rapping, I don't know, but I was just like, I actually be trying to rap, like, you know. And he's like, let me hear it. I'm like, I'm shy, I don't know, because nobody heard me outside of my young kids. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Okay.
And then, but this was when I was fully like writing, like I wasn't copying nobody, I wasn't taking nobody's lyrics.
Yeah.
And then. They was like, yo, and he's like, yo, spit that again.
Yeah.
And then mad dude was like, yo, spit that again. And then word just traveled like, yo, this girl. And then I got into a Strand show with my first manager, Ty. That was big back then because it was like Smoke Boja. Who was rapping? Frankie Wainwright. They was like the top 8 bus. So like you wasn't 8 bus, Smoke Boja, Frankie Wainwright, what was they, Team 220? you wasn't it. You wasn't getting into no screen show. You were literally like nothing.
Yeah.
So and they actually had those shows on lock. You know what I mean? Even Lou Armstrong back then and stuff like that. But we was younger than them.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we were little. I was a little girl.
Right. Right.
And I'm like, they don't even know I exist, you know. But I'm watching them rap. But I'm like literally in the crowd, like, dang, nobody even knows I rap yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I went to. See, I'm bringing up old stuff. Like, you really got to be a part of this hip hop history in Boston to know what I'm talking about. But there was Wild Boy. Do you remember that? It's your Wild Boy, baby. He was on Hot 97 when it first kind of came out. But like, we weren't getting play on, like, no one was really getting play on like 94.5. Honestly, I feel like Team 220, I remember Lou Armstrong, was a couple of artists back then. They actually like fought for us to get on 94.5. They never played local artists. That was like no, this Launchpad thing is due to like our fellow artists, like for real, because they wasn't playing us at all. And people started saying like, how you want us to listen, but you ain't playing the Boston artists. I remember that. I feel like Rusty might have had something to do with that. It was a lot of people that pushed for them, even though, you know, they still get Sundays, but it's better than what it was, because literally there was nothing. They didn't have nothing, like, you know. So, but yeah, I went to Wild Boy, and it was like a big show. And I'm like, I know you don't know me, and I'm only like 15 maybe. I'm like, I really can rap, and I don't suck. I promise. Because, you know, it was hard to convince people. Like, back then, you couldn't, this little rap shit these girls do now. Oh, God. It just wasn't going to fly.
Like, stuff they do now is embarrassing.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's the day and age. I'm not going to knock them. You know what I mean? But I'm from an era where you had to have aggression. You had to have a voice. You know what I mean? Like, you really had to spit, or literally people will walk up and leave you or laugh in your face on stage. So, like, the way people rap now wasn't normalized whatsoever back then. You get what I'm saying? So, he actually allowed me to go up there and rap. And he's like, we're going to see. Like, he made it kind of like a competition. So he had a boy up there, and then he had me. So the boy rapped. And then I rapped, and the winner was supposed to get like a jersey. Okay. And then I did, and the crowd was just like, oh, and ever since then, like literally half of the hood was in there, like the whole hood was in there. So once you get the hood to like you, because Boston, back then, they was harsh. You know, you suck. They let you know you suck. And everyone was just rocking with me. Like, everyone was just like, yo. Like, all the high schools knew who I was from. Charlestown, I was just popping. And, you know, I was always popular throughout the schools or whatever. But I went to Boston High. You know, we didn't have football. We didn't have basketballs. We just had me. But whatever. And, so that's just how that went. And literally, like, one of my first real shows, my teachers came. They did? My principal, everyone came out. Like, the whole crowd. So
what was your first show? You remember?
It was at the Strand. There was a Strand, there was RCC, and then my first manager ever, because I only had 2 managers my whole life. But my first music manager was Ty, and we was called Team 3R. And it was me, Game Boy, and Gutter. And we, like, literally had the city on smash. Like, I feel like that CD came out, and like I was walking in the gas station or walking from school, and some dude was in the gas station and he was bumping the mixtape, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm on that. And he was like, for real, that's you? Because I don't think they had a picture of me on the mixtape, because it was Game Boy and Gutter's mixtape. So they was on the CD, but I was like, the girl on there is me. He was like, yo, you ill. And then after that or whatever, it was just like, I don't know, I was just pop. I don't know, everyone knew who I was. Like, it's so weird. And then Jay Hunt did the Major Ladies of Boston. You know, but at the time, I didn't even know there was like any girl rappers. Like, literally, there was kind of like none. Maybe they were before me, but at this time, it was literally like me. You get what I'm saying? But I was younger than everybody too. So I was like the only younger girl. You know what I mean? But he did the Major Ladies of Boston, got us on that was like my first time on Launchpad because of him. But Wild Boy put me on Hot 977 first. Wow. He was the first person to ever put me on radio. Wow. I did like remember Lean Back?
Yeah.
So I did like a little freestyle to Lean Back and stuff. And then years later, like maybe when I was probably like 19, that's when I was on Major Ladies of Boston.
Wow, so you were young. Yeah, you really started really
I started at like fourth grade.
Yeah.
15. So like, excuse me, when we was on Major Ladies of Boston, he had us in the newspapers. So we had sold out a show. I think we was like, you know, people gotta show respect where it's due because they really don't understand, like, we ain't new to this.
Right.
You know?
This is all before social media.
This was way before social media. So to get that buzz like that and get people to support you like that, everything was hand in hand. It was the streets, it was the hard copies. It was, people had to really respect you. Because I feel like if you get 100 likes, people may just like you because of the numbers.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But back then, you really had to make an impact for people to talk about you.
Yeah.
Like, people would see me one time and they continue to talk about me. You know what I mean? This girl that was on the train. This girl that was on the bus. This girl that was at the Strand. This girl that was at RCC. So, but Ty definitely, he put me out there a lot. That was my first project was through Team 3R. So, you know what I mean? That's my brother still.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Ty and because that's what people know. Like, remember them three? Like, people still be like, I remember the 3R days, and I'm like, damn, do you?
Wow.
But then we had MySpace.
Yeah.
And then
that's what it started.
Then I went a little viral on there. It wasn't called viral back then.
That's true.
But I had a lot of views. I had like some little freestyle I did.
Yeah.
And it went bananas. Like, people actually been hitting me up recently, like, where could I find that thing where you rapping on the beach? And I'm like,
I don't have that anymore.
I don't. That shit, null and void.
Right.
But it's just weird, like, when I see people and they still be like, yo, when I was locked up and I heard you all over radio, or like, it's just weird to me sometimes because I don't see myself the way other people see me, or the way I see the girls. Like, I'm a fan of them. Yeah. So like now I'm like their biggest fan, and they're like, really, man? Like me? And I'm like, I don't know, you're just the shit. So
I wanted to ask you, like, with your writing, see the thing, like, I remember the first time I met you were so sweet and nice. It was that show, and you were just so sweet and nice. You just started talking to me, and then later in the show, you just went up and got there, and I was like, oh my God, this girl's phenomenal. I was like, because your bars, like, you know, some people just will have like a couple of really hot bars, a couple. But yours, every single line is fucking fire. Like, but how, like your punchlines, your metaphors, everything. Like, how did you just always have like a smart mouth or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably my mother.
Oh, okay.
Probably my mom. She always had a smart mouth. But I just, because I was around, like, when I mention names like Game Boy, and to this day, that's my brother, but that's really like my favorite. One of my favorite, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he don't rap no more either, but I was around hard spitters. So if something was trash, this little girl was getting her feelings hurt.
Yeah, they were gonna let you know.
That's whack.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. But I tried to be up to par because I knew the competition was deadly because I knew I was the only girl at the time, realistically. And then I know it was obviously male dominated. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I always try to think of things that no one else is saying.
And you always do.
I always do. Because I'm that creative. I don't like when people be like, oh, get on other people's beats. I never really liked it. Or if I did, I promise you I didn't hear their song before I got on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I don't want to sound nothing like them. I just don't want to be like, even with the calendar, nobody's doing it.
True.
Nobody was doing it. Getting the girls, nobody's really doing it. So I just like to do things that nobody's doing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All the time, every trip. So.
And you do all the time. So no. Well, I wanted to ask you too. Like, are you ever gonna battle again? Because I know people know, but this. Remember when I've seen a couple.
Everybody don't know. I only have like 2 battles.
It's only 2.
It's only like 2.
But. Okay, but
you've seen a couple of my ciphers.
Maybe that's what I've seen all of it. Whatever, I've seen all of it.
I know she was in my Regardless video.
That's so sweet. No, thank you for that. I like when you asked me, say, hey, you want to be? I'm like, yes. Like I felt honored because I'm such a fan of you. Like you're so dope. No, seriously, like you're one of the greatest rappers. Thank you. It's one of the you're seriously one of the greatest rappers I've ever heard. I don't care, mainstream media, anybody. And I love hip hop.
Honestly,
hands down.
I agree.
But it's the truth. It is the truth.
I agree.
It's just flat out.
But I'm not. I'm just. Y'all make me feel like sometimes I want to get back into it. But like I don't know.
Sure. Okay.
You know what I mean? I just.
Okay. It has to be when you feel
maybe. But like right now, if I was to do it, this is the perfect time. You know, billboards. I got the gloves. Like literally, everything that a rapper needs to succeed right now,
you have it.
I have it.
You have it.
I have. So every fucking plug, everything, any connect.
You do so wicked.
I really do.
Well,
I'm just so old. I don't be memorizing.
Don't say that. Don't be saying you're old. You're not old.
I'm too old. I feel like I'm too old to be rapping.
That's bullshit. That's you know what's funny with rap. I think with people
with girls and with females.
Yeah, females they always want to age us or
right.
We have a limit.
But with men, they could be 50 years old and talking about leaving bitches and fucking bitches.
They were saying when they were 19. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But us, we gotta go hard and go home. And I'm not. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like somebody's whole mother. Like you know, I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay. I gotta think about it because I'm like this close to just boom. You know, hitting them in the head.
I just want to see you come out and just do something, and because it's so easy for you. It's just like
I wouldn't say that.
Okay,
anymore.
well, it comes off. It looks. You make it.
It was easy for me.
Okay.
Now I don't know. I don't even have the time. I'm really on my businesswoman shit. So it's like I really be booked. Like I was so booked this week. I didn't even tell Leilani that we had this interview today by accident. I didn't mean to.
I know.
So I had to pull her out. Like, girl, we gotta go.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, speaking of that, let everybody know what Global Gyrl is all about and how did you get the idea to start Global Gyrl Media? Where did that come from?
Believe it or not, probably like 2013.
Really?
2013, yes.
Okay.
You know, everybody know like Rock the Cardi or whatever, and R.I.P. to him. So he was like a mentor, like big brother to me. So he would like. One day I called him, I'm like, yo, I want to do a calendar. Because I was seeing all these girls, like, literally just doing the white backdrop with their butt out. Like, literally. It was just no type of creativity, no nothing. So I'm like, damn, what if a girl was on an ice cream truck? What if a girl was in a barbershop? What if a girl was, you know what I mean? Before, it was, like, real big on social media. But it just wasn't hitting. So I'm like, why is everyone taking all these photos of these girls, but nobody has no magazine?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Why is everybody doing this, but nobody's putting up bread for these girls? And all I'm hearing is horror stories of the photographers keeping their pictures or smashing them or whatever the case, or making them feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But y'all are paying these people for what? Besides, I get they're taking your photos, but are you gonna take that photo and go give it to like King Magazine? Are you gonna try to get in King Magazine? Is your manager trying to put you in the magazine? What are these dudes doing for you?
Right.
What are they doing? Your management, your photographers, they're doing nothing for you.
Right.
Realistically, you know? So I'm like, if I was a manager and I managed girls, I know that I would push hard for them to be in videos and they would never do it for free.
Exactly.
I know that I can get them paid and I know that I can put them in magazines. Or why don't I make my own shit?
Yeah.
A girl doing that, I don't really see girls bossing up and doing that. So, but back then I had my failures because first I needed to get somebody to take pictures of a lot of different girls for not that much money because I definitely didn't have it back then. Right. So I went to like one photographer and he was like, I'm not doing your calendar unless it's my calendar. And I'm like, but bro, it's print. I'm paying for the print. You do the thing. It's kind of like I was trying to bargain that way. That didn't work out at all. So that was dubbed. So my calendar didn't come out that year. So then 2014, I held like a cute little audition with girls, which it turned out good, but the calendar didn't come out again. And then I had one guy that was like, yeah, I'm dedicated. I'm gonna shoot your girls, and something happened. He ended up trying to have sex with one of the girls. I don't know. It didn't have nothing to do with me.
Right.
And I got some horror stories, okay, on the road to this Global Gyrl Media shit. Okay, so that didn't come out. Boom, and that wasn't my fault. It was him, and he got an attitude because the girl didn't want to sleep with him.
Right.
So once that happened, he didn't want to shoot no more of my girls for whatever reason. I don't know. So I was left to not come out with the calendar again. That was probably like 2014 or whatever.
Okay.
Yo, 2015, 2016, I got my money up. I'm like, yo, everyone, I'm like, who's the best photographer? Everyone was like, go to D. Irvin. I went to D. Irvin, but I'm like, oh, hell no. He looked like he's too expensive. He's like, I'm just worth a shot. He actually knew who I was from rapping. He knew who I was from rapping, and he was very humble.
Wow.
And my taste of pictures wasn't his taste. His was like high fashion.
Yeah.
You know, people jumping in the air. You know, I'm just like, man, all right now, this girl's gonna have on G-strings, brother.
Right.
I don't know if you're gonna be able. He's like, nah, it's cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, I don't got it like that, but I can do like half up front. He's like, actually, you can pay as you go, you know, every time. He hooked me up. I ain't gonna say he's gonna do that for all of y'all, and my price ain't gonna be y'all's price. Right. So don't be going to the Urban thing, you gonna get the hookup. But back then, I really came to him with a budget. Like, yo, I got this much. Are you able to work with this? And he was like, yeah, that's dope. You know what I mean? And 2016, it came out. And then I took a break after the 2016 one, and because life issues or whatever. And then I had to get my real life situated. And then, boom. I said everyone in the streets, like literally the 2016 one was very successful. Like it was in the streets, it was everywhere. Like everybody bought that calendar. Me and my mom was eating at Ashley's. It used to be Ashley's. People, so like a few people came up to me while I was eating, like, yo, you got some on you right now? You know, I went to the check cash and the girl was like, you got one? You got one on you? Like everywhere I was going, people was really asking about this calendar, and I was really slanging them.
Nice.
You know, like it was crack. So I'm just like, yeah, I got some. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, you can meet the girl that's in the calendar. I'm with it. She's in the car. You know what I mean? So it was just a crazy. That was my first start of like, damn, I really could like. This is crazy. This is dope. And then the girls, you know what I mean? It put them on a higher level. Yeah. As opposed to just taking pictures and just throwing them on IG or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It was like now they looking at their self in print. Nice. Yeah. So, but I really wanted to do it to get it through the jails.
Oh, it's a good idea.
That is, that was, but getting them in the jails it's not as easy as it seems. Okay. So I just slung them in the streets. Okay. All right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now I get them in the jails. But back then it wasn't. It was like they would send it back, like, oh, you need this, and this doesn't need this, and this. Right. So, but now I know what to do. But I'm dropping gems, by the way. So if anybody else want to do what I'm doing, you know, I like to drop gems. Yeah. Because not everybody's gonna do it anyways. You can give people the whole. You can give people the whole blueprint. Not everybody's gonna do what you do anyway.
And they're not you, so you know what I mean. They're gonna try it their way or whatever, but they can't. They can't imitate. You know, they can imitate, but they can't duplicate exactly what you're doing.
That's right. So. And so, boom. And I was popular. I was able to sell it because of my popularity with rapping. Exactly. That's true. So the rapping. With the calendar and then the whole bunch of girls and you know and it kind of worked out. And then this time, what was it, 2021?
Even bigger.
It just came out. It just was with a vengeance.
That's crazy.
Like we wasn't here to play.
Yeah.
We wasn't here to play. I wasn't here to play.
She definitely wasn't.
Nah.
She said, we gonna sit here and we gonna ace all of this. She didn't care how much sleep she got, because at the time she had like, you know,
I was working overnight at Boston.
Oh wow.
And like whenever we had a video shoot or photo shoot, she would be like, all right, after, even with podcasts too, she'd be like, all right, you know, after this I'm going straight to work. She'll go straight to work and do what she gotta do. And then after that, after she got out of work, she calling me and a few other people Up, we got this planned this day. Up, be ready for this day. Up, get your makeup for this done. You know, it was just always something. So it's like, you know, when she really said that she was doing something, she really put it into action. And she did a big, wonderful, humongous, beautiful job. I was just like, because my birthday was January 10th, and it was around the calendar time. So it was just like...
The calendar release.
Yeah, the calendar release, and it was just like the pool party, then the calendar release was just huge. It was big. Like, I've never been to anything so big a day.
For us, though. It was for us. Little old
exactly. It was for us. But, you know, just as like around from my birthday, it felt special.
That's
because,
awesome.
you know, like, last year wasn't a good year for me for my birthday. So when this year came around, Sheek's like, your birthday's on the 10th.
The pool party.
The pool party's gonna be the 8th and the 9th. So that whole weekend was super lit.
Yeah.
And
It
was just like, it was just amazing just to see how far she came and to see what she could actually do. And the team that, you know, was behind her, of course, it was her team, you know, the photographer down to, you know, the people that was just helping out. On top of that, like, just others who came, you know, amongst each other and made it what it was supposed to be.
My team was y'all.
Exactly.
All the girls that was down.
Yeah.
All the girls that really showed up. You know what I mean?
And it's difficult working with different personalities because it's always something. But it's like at the end of the day, we all manage to get through it and we end up getting the work done.
Right.
And it's like that big success goal, that goes to Sheek. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And
I like
it's
seeing women. I like seeing you as a woman, like helping other women.
yeah, it's
And I wanted
dope.
to ask you, what is it like working with Miss Sheek? Because especially like in this industry, you know, it's got to be very different working with a woman with a man. And I'm not male bashing at all. But
I feel like, honestly, working with Sheek, this is like probably my first time that I've ever worked with a woman.
okay.
You have so many different females out here saying that they want to do this, that, and the third, but it's like you can't do it if you don't got the right people around you and if you don't have positivity around you. You got to have the same motivation. If not the same motivation, if your motivation is on a different level, well, she'll help you get there. Just like she said from before, you know, before the cameras got on, she's like, you know, whatever female came to her and said that they really wanted to sit there and work, she'd put everything out there for you. She don't care how much she gotta, you know, bend her back. You know, she wants to do it because as females in this world, and even just like, you know, just in the world period, some females are very intimidating, and it's just like you don't know if you're gonna get a good or a bad out of it. But of course, me working with Sheek, it's been nothing but just good because she's also been helping, you know, promoting me because I never really promoted, you know, myself. Like I would sit there and take a picture.
This is everyone.
That was
I ain't gonna say people got favorites.
Nah, you know, like no bullshit.
Everybody love Leilani.
Yeah.
Even the girls in the team.
Yeah.
Leilani's on everybody's. Everybody love
recognized you.
Leilani.
Right.
I recognized you, so
Yeah.
that's true. You
And
have something.
thank you, and I feel like I'm part of like being a positive, you know, amongst the team, and even for Sheek too, because it's like, you know, when, like I said, being around so many personalities and you just dealing with everything on your own, the most that anybody can do is be like, Sheek, you okay? You need me to do something? Not saying that she don't have that, but it's just like in the midst of it all, you gotta have positive females. You need to be happy, you know, like just, you know, not even sparing the moment, but just being who you
I just want to work with the girls that want it because
Right.
don't get me wrong, like I'm able to get everybody paid. That ain't the issue. But there's some times where these podcasts, these radio shows don't just come around when it's just the money. You know what I mean? If you really want it, you need your face out there regardless.
Yeah.
So sometimes it'll be the radio interviews, the podcast interviews, the traveling in New York to see us on a billboard or whatever the case may be. Like there's other things that I'm trying to do. Scripts, you know what I mean? I want to get these girls in movies, scripts, independent films. You know what I mean? Like
each of the girls that are in the group, we all got our own things that we go through. But when we come together, we make sure that we have fun. We make sure that we each give each other a great time. Most importantly, when it comes to making money, it's just like, listen, we all in or what's gonna happen? And then all of that, boom, all that money, and the best thing about it, we all counted together and we break bread together.
Exactly.
Period. You know, and it's the best feeling. Like I said before, I was doing this. I was just an at-home stay-home mom. You know, and you know, of course, I was doing my music on the side or whatever. But when I got into this, like, it really boosted up more of my confidence.
It did, because I remember
I would used to be like, Sheek, I don't know if I could do that, or I don't know if I want to. But when I started, you know, she helps me get confidence. So it's just like, when you have that like within your team, oh yeah, listen, we all the baddest. Yep, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna go to this party. We're gonna shut shit down.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit there and we're gonna make everything happen. And boom, you know. But I feel so
shoots,
good.
everything.
I love it. Yeah, I love that you're not trying to just keep them in one spot.
No, I'm not.
Get them to do everything.
Right.
And like you said, you're into music as well. So.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for that as well because I manage with the modeling. First of all, I told her, what did I tell you about management?
She said she really don't want to manage because, you know, there was a point in time when she managed someone, it didn't follow and it didn't go the way that it was planned. But when I first seen her, when I started working with her, I seen her work ethic and everything. I'm like, you know what? Nah, she gonna be my
She gonna be my
manager. Period.
Okay.
Because, you know, for one, like, not saying that, you know, a guy can't do her job, but it's just like when you work with a female,
that really get it done.
That really actually gets it done. That really has the same amount of, you know, drive and, you know, just everything for you, just as much as you have yourself. Like, I have it for myself, but sometimes I'd be like, I don't know if I could do this. But she'd be like, you could do this.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you really need. Like,
Right.
you know that you could do something, but sometimes you don't feel like you're actually put to really fit the whole position. But when you actually, like I said, when you have motivational people around you, when you have people who want to see you be bigger and you do what you feel like you want to do, and if they can help you, they're going to push you. And that's exactly what she did. That's what she does with each and every single one of us.
Yeah, because she did tell me that she wanted to do singing. So this would be she's my first artist.
Nice.
Ever.
Nice.
So, like I said, when I told you everything that a rapper would need,
But you have it right.
I have it, but I want to give it to her.
I love that. I love that.
I want to give it to Leilani.
Nice.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if there's a female rapper that comes along, and you know what I mean, I have inquiries about me writing, because obviously I have beautiful models.
Right. Yeah.
Why not write for one of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like
See,
that.
that would be dope because right now in the industry, right now, you know, we have the whole thing with the rappers that have a certain look and this whole, I don't know what you want to call it. But if there was someone like you writing for them,
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Yeah, are you?
and I would love it that it's a woman that's doing it.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Instead of exactly. So,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
that we gotta lock her in the studio. We just been so booked with the modeling,
Right. I love it.
the video shoots, all that. So we gotta lock her in
Okay.
the studio, and then when she comes out, it's gonna be crazy.
Well, whenever this comes out, you know.
And then we get her on
we get her on the Trill TV. You know
Oh, absolutely.
That's it.
we can have a listening party in here.
We can do anything. We can do anything. Anything you want to do.
I would like to do a nice little listening party with like 15 people.
Okay.
Right here, B.
Yeah.
that's
Anything you
great.
want to do, you got it.
Exactly.
Now, what is this going on with Global Gyrl Media? You had a billboard in New York. What's going on with that?
Yes.
It was lit.
It was lit.
It was on a nice big old screen. It said GGM.
That's
Global
right.
Gyrl Media.
That's right.
And it was nice too. Like, it was literally right in the middle of everything. So we
It was
trying
in
to
Times
figure
Square.
out like what
It's
screen
Times
is
Square.
we was trying to figure out like what screen it was on. And once the guy, like, there was a guy there, he was like, oh yeah, I've seen it like, you know, so many times.
I've seen it a few times.
And then like boom, like less than I don't know how many minutes it was, but like the first time it came on, we kind of missed it.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
we did it I guess, because it said it was.
It rotates.
Yeah, the rotation of it was just going. But once it came around at the
we started screaming, strangers started screaming, exactly. We got our Global Gyrl Media jackets, people was like, oh, beeping. Yo, there was people from Boston, I was like, yo, I think I seen your girls in Times Square. I'm like, I was there too. We was on a billboard. Oh my God, I was screaming.
Even when we was crossing the street to go view the billboards and everything, there was this car. It was a van that stopped. They're like,
you look like Cardi B.
You look like what's his name?
Future.
Offset's
Oh yeah.
Wife. And I was like, me? They're like, yeah, can we take a picture? And I ran across the street.
And she
they
took
recorded
a picture.
me. They took a picture and everything. And I'm just like, this is great.
No, you got something. You have that charisma. You have something.
It's definitely.
It's just she has a pure soul.
Nice.
Like she has a vibe that nobody can fake.
Right.
People can get around me and can fake all they want.
Right.
People can be fake because I do business.
Right.
I can conduct, that's fine. I'm not in it to love your soul and your spirit.
Right.
I'm really in it for business.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that shit wears out. That's gonna die out. You're gonna die out.
Right.
This is a revolving door. There's gonna be so many girls that see what I do for other girls, and then when you die out, there's gonna be more. You get what I'm saying?
It's gonna keep going.
But this one right here, she's different. I'm telling you, she has a soul that you just can't fake.
Right.
Like, no matter how mad you are, no matter how rude you are, even me. You know what I mean? It's only so much, that's why I don't talk.
But
I'm talking right now, but normally I don't talk.
Right.
But she's just so different. It's so crazy because we met years ago.
Really?
With our kids at the park.
Yeah.
And I swear to God,
my baby was so small.
she said to me, she was like, hey, I'm a singer. I don't know how that came up. And I'm like, really? I didn't tell her I was Miss Sheek. I was on Shade 4 or 5. I didn't tell her none of that. She don't even know who I am. Because she's younger than me. So she don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, she sung something, I think.
Yeah, you had if you was talking to some guy and whatever, and we was just going into conversation, about the kids, and then after that, you was talking about how you're just like, oh wow, I work with girls and stuff, and I have a big project coming up. I definitely.
That was the first calendar, so I must have met you back in 2016. But
no, it was back in like it probably
it had to be. It had to be.
Honestly.
But it had to be because that's when I was over there. But listen, the thing was where I said when she either sung for me or played something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
When I played something for you.
She might have played something, and I was like, yo, no bullshit. If I was a manager, I would manage you.
Wow, that's crazy. That's like fate. That's destiny.
And I didn't see her for years.
And
That's
literally,
crazy.
the next time she seen me was when I was working at BSW, the hair beauty supply store.
And how long ago was that?
That was when I was in the shelter. And when I was in the shelter, I seen you again because you walked by, and I'm like, Sheek. And you looked and you're like, oh my gosh,
I didn't see her in mad long.
And she gave me a big hug.
And that's just from us talking that one time at the park.
And
That's
then just
crazy.
randomly she called me and she's like, what are you doing tonight? You want to do a music video? And then after that, it was this huge big old party afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure.
What music video was that?
That one was the one when we went to the baseball field.
Oh yeah. Oh really? Oh.
And then the same night.
We
that big old African party. It was that day. That day.
She made a lot of money.
Changing.
What?
It was very life changing because I'm like,
How so?
I didn't know I could do this because we did the music video, so I was already used to doing music videos.
Yeah.
But it was just very amazing because she's like, "You want to dance tonight?" And I'm just like, "Dance?" I'm like, "She."
No, you said you would do it.
No, exactly. I told her that I would do it.
Right.
So
I didn't ask because I wouldn't think you would do that.
yeah,
You look so innocent.
wait, no, you didn't ask, and I'm just like, Sheek, really? But then I'm just like, well, fuck it, like YOLO, you only live once. And I wanted
Because my girls couldn't come.
Yeah, and I wanted to see exactly what it was about. So
Yeah.
I got the opportunity to do that. We sat there, we made so much. It was just
It's a
like,
business.
my gosh,
What
let
would
me
you?
keep doing this. And
What would
shake
you-
my lips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just having fun. And I just really, enjoyed it. So it was just
That's
like,
what's up.
okay.
What would you all say to people? I'm just gonna play devil's advocate, and they'll say, "Oh, how can you do this? You're a woman, and you're degrading other women, and you're degrading yourself." So, yeah, and I don't feel that way, but what people kind of had an attitude like that.
I would say,
I've never been asked that
because,
question.
honestly, I've never been asked that question either, but
Okay.
I know that, dealing with older folks, and then,
Yeah.
I had this aunt, right? I had this aunt. She seen exactly what I was doing, on Instagram, and she wasn't too fond about it. She still, of course, congratulated me on it, but the response that I had for her back was, I appreciate you caring for me, but at the same time, if you don't like what I'm doing, then you can simply unfollow me. Because if I'm comfortable with my body
Right.
and the skin that I'm in, after me having a kid, my daughter's 7 years old, if I'm comfortable with doing whatever it is that I'm comfortable with doing, you should never have to sit there and ever question me about anything unless you want something for yourself. You feel me? If you come to a person like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but this, that, and the third, do it.
Right.
There's so when we went to New York, when we went to go see the billboards, we went to an after party after that.
Yeah.
The amount of females that were sitting there dancing, you would sit there and you would be like, no, this girl, why is she in here?
But they was confident
They
as
was
hell.
Okay.
They
okay.
was
One girl had the whole
So,
belly
right.
out, but covered up the nipple. I'm like, she didn't cover up the belly, but
It
she
was-
covered up the nipple.
right.
But it was lit. I was like, okay,
It
sis.
was very
To each
different.
what?
But it's
Right,
just
right.
like at the end of the day, it takes, a lot to really do
It's-
something. But it's
right.
like at the same time, if you have the confidence in yourself,
It's
if
not
you have
even
the
that.
confidence in you, or if you know that you can make some type of money and do whatever, fuck it,
Right, right.
But my thing is, there's girls that don't want to dance. There's
Yeah,
girls that
yeah.
only want to model.
Yeah. And
But there's girls that they do whatever they want. You get what I'm saying? Like when if Leilani can't make it to an interview, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm so mad you can't come to the
Right,
interview.
right.
I'm like, oh, take care. I always say, take care of your personal life first.
Right.
You can't be GGM if your personal life ain't in order.
Yeah.
You gotta get your personal life in order before you follow this little dream we got going on over
Right,
here.
right.
Because I remember what it was like to be a struggling mom, trying to rap, all that. No. But then there was a time I had to say, fuck that rap shit. Fuck this wanting to be whatever, the star shit. My real life comes first.
Yeah.
My kid gotta eat in real life.
Yeah.
I gotta work in real life. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not like one track minded, letting the lights fool me or
Right.
the girls around me.
Right, right.
You get what I'm saying? You don't gotta front with me.
Right.
If you don't got a whip, let's help you get that.
I love
if
that.
you don't got a crib, let's help you get that.
I love that.
You get what I'm saying? You don't got a babysitter, girl. Let's get that.
Yeah.
You know, let's hope you get that.
Yeah.
Like a dependable person. I always do that. So like, it's all about your real personal life first. If Leilani comes to me and be like, I don't want to model no more. I just only want to write for other people.
Yeah.
Okay, sis.
I love
Let's
that.
go. Let's go right. Let me show you how we do this. How we get these you know what I mean? Get it on all platforms and
Yeah.
register with BMI and
Right.
do whatever
Yeah.
we need to do and get these streams. So whatever. But back to your question.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as what people say, because I'm pretty sure there are some people that be like, she's a woman, she's da-da-da, da-da-da.
Right.
I am a woman, and I know what it's like
Right.
to be that woman, scared, walking on eggshells, not living my motherfucking truth, because somebody was very insecure around me.
Right.
So there's a lot of insecure people, like those men that batter these women mentally, or those jobs that
Yeah.
see that weak link, rather if it's a man or a woman,
Right. Right.
and they belittle them, and
Yeah.
because it's like, I'm the one with your check, your bread and butter, so I'm gonna treat you like shit and
Yeah.
drag you.
Yeah.
That's how people work. In my realm, none of these motherfuckers matter,
Right.
because I'm doing something out of the box, and it's whatever. It's what we're
Yeah.
strong enough to, like, I really don't give a fuck what anybody gotta say.
Right.
So that's my,
I love it. No, I love it. I just
Yeah, I
wanted
really
to throw
don't
that
give a
out there
fuck.
because I love what you're doing. I love that you really care about these women. I love that you make sure they always get paid and that you're taking care, like, because not everybody, and you know, male or female, not everybody in the business is going to take care of the people like that. And I know you do. I know you go hard for people.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
She really does.
I'm
proud of her too.
proud
This
of
is my Sheek baby. This is my baby forever.
That's my hope.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is, man. I can't please everybody. You would think I'm doing all this for models. Some of them are not gonna be happy. Some of them will be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of them are gonna change. You know, one might get pregnant and not want to do. You know, actually, I do got a girl. Congratulations to her and her baby. We got a GGM baby coming, but
Where?
don't worry about it. It's a secret. I'll tell you when the cameras go off. But you know, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. They already know.
I'm like 5
Don't be
weeks.
starting rumors. Do not start rumors.
People gonna say what they want to say. They probably think my fat ass is pregnant.
It's like a
But
Thank you so much for coming on Trill TV, Miss Sheek. Thank you, ladies.
shout out to Trill TV
Absolutely. Trill TV. You
and
heard?
GGM.